Hello everyone, it feels so good to be back on your screen again, and I can't wait to share what we have in stock with you. I know you've heard about the biggest project by Robotics International Limited, Next Generation Farm City, and you've been wondering different questions from our realtors, from our clients, and today the MD CEO will be attending to those questions. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and stay till to the end of this video. Hi Dr. Ezekiel.
Hi, Amaka.
It feels so good to have you here.
Thank you so much for having
So
me.
we've been hearing about Next Generation Farm City, cocoa, plantain, whereby they invest and they get high return on their investment when they invest in cocoa and plantain. So can you give us share the vision behind Next Generation Farm City?
Thank you so much, Amaka, for having me. And to all our viewers home and abroad, we really appreciate you for joining us on this particular session where you'll be hearing about the mystery behind the Next Generation Farm City and cocoa and plantain farm investment. So what brought about Next Generation Farm City? We are very intentional about every part of this project, starting from the name, Next Generation Farm City. So the idea is land banking plus agriculture. So in recent times, we've had some of our clients make requests for a farmland. We've had some of our clients refuse to buy normal land because they just like, I've bought a lot of land and those land are just there, hoping that one day I will get return from it. And we started getting demands on, can we get something we can buy that we can farm on while the land actually appreciates in value. And that was what bettered land Next Generation Farm City, which is land banking plus agriculture.
So talking about earning, do they earn annually or how?
Of course, the way it is being structured is earning annually. You get so land banking plus agriculture. So the idea is you are going to buy acres of land, you understand? While you wait for it to develop, you can be earning from it through the model of agriculture which we have put in place. You understand? So, and also they should also note that this particular project, we have all our investors in mind, and that is why we have what we call 4 clusters. And when we say 4 clusters, is also we can also say time it to be 4 sessions in the farm. We have acquired over 300 acres of land. You understand? And that land will be divided. So because of the fact that we want to bring all forms of investors into the net, so we have what we call farm cluster, which is cocoa and plantain farming. So that cluster is for those that will be farming on their behalf. And if we are going to be farming on their behalf, what we are focusing on is cocoa and plantain. I'll still come back to the reason why we chose cocoa and plantain. So cocoa and plantain. We have the independent farming cluster. So peradventure, we don't want you to farm for us. We want to do the farming
for themselves.
Probably they want to farm cassava. They want to focus on other form of crops, palm kernel, cassava, pepper, and the likes, green farming and all the likes. We have a session for that. We also have a session for what's it called, livestock farming. So peradventure, there are some clients that they are not even interested in crop farming. They just want to do what we call livestock farming, like for example, fishery, piggery, and the likes. We also have a session for that too. Then we also have a session for land banking. Peradventure, you are just interested in buying massive acres of land that has actually, that has a prospect that you can buy. So imagine you're buying 25 acres of land. Imagine you're buying 5 acres of land is about 30 plots of land. So even yourself can also start your mini estate. So that's why we also have land banking section. So in all these clusters, it depends on what you want to do that will determine what you will get. You get the point? For example, if you are looking to do the farming, which I believe almost everybody will buy into the idea, you understand? That means you'll be expecting an annual return from our partners, which is the people that will be doing the farming. You get the point? So if you are doing the independent farming, all you need is for us to provide you the security, every other thing, and you do your farming with a proper security. And if it's livestock, the same thing too. We provide you every necessary facilities which you'll be paying for, and you do your thing. You get
so
the point?
how does the company intend doing livestock and farming? Because some questions are there will be like, won't the livestock go to eat up their crops?
So that's why we said it is a cluster, it is a session. For example, now where we are doing farming will be kind of a little bit far away from the livestock section. It's a massive land, 300 acres of land. So there's a way you section everything into different sections depending on the demand or depending on the subscription. Do you get the point? So if you are looking to do livestock farming, definitely where you are is different. It's far away from where we have the crops farming.
So where is this property located?
Yeah, the property is located at OFUAPE village, along Igbora Road in Abeokuta.
Okay.
You
So is there
understand?
any notable
Landmarks.
landmark
So
around
we
here?
have the like of Crescent University. If you know Crescent University, it's not far from Crescent University. From Crescent University to this particular location is just about 20 to 30-minute drive. You know, we have what we call the popular lander. I don't know if it's people that are very conversant in Abeokuta. There's a place that is very popular in Abeokuta. They call it Rwanda. From Rwanda Junction to this place is less than 15-minute drive.
Okay.
You know, we also have what's it called, Lafenwa Market. Lafenwa Market is a very popular market, also in Abeokuta. So from Lafenwa Market down to the site is about 20 to 30-minute drive. You understand? So I think those are the notable, landmark
around
on the way to the farm.
Okay, so what type of infrastructure are the company looking at to provide?
So, like I said, it is land banking plus agriculture. The estate will be properly laid out as a proper estate. Don't forget, we are doing farm for now, but the idea is that later on is going to metamorphose into a proper estate. So it is, that's why I advise everybody, don't buy 1 acre, buy two, buy three, because at the end of the day, the land is yours. There are some farmland that they will tell you to lease it. Then they will farm for you, give you a return, and the land will not become yours. But the land, you are buying the land, you own the land forever and ever. You understand? So you can decide to sell it off later on. You get the point? So that is why we are going to do it proper estate layout. There will be road, there will be drainage planned out, everything will be planned out. Even though for now it is used for farm. Do you understand? You understand the point? So we are going to be providing the normal gatehouse, perimeter security. That means for now we'll do a proper perimeter security around the whole farm estate, the estate. You get the point? To ensure that there's no external encumbrances from probably from cars or anything into the estate. So the estate has its own proper perimeter security. There's going to be CCTV, general CCTV surveillance in the whole, because it is a farm land. So we need proper monitoring of the farm, so that, because those are people's investment.
So if someone decides that they want to have like their own personal, is it allowed to?
Of course. So if you feel you want to be looking for our clients that are abroad, if you feel that you want to be seeing your farm anywhere in the world that you are, we'll just give you the cost especially. So we have professionals on ground that can help us with that. So we'll just give you the cost. So they will mount a camera on your own farm land. You understand the point? So we are providing farmhouse, providing storage, providing borehole for irrigation of water. We are providing security, surveillance, and any other thing that will make the land actually very conducive for all our investors that want to invest in farming.
Okay, so for people that don't have like the complete money to pay, like outright payment, is there any payment structure or payment plan that
so obviously we have, the land is currently selling for a pre-order price of 3 million naira.
So how long is this period lasting for?
It's going to be last 30th of September, which is the end of this month. So we have about 15 days to go. So for anybody that is very interested, now is the time to actually key into it. You get the point? So it's 3 million naira for 6 plots of land. You understand? So we have opportunity for you to pay 0 to 3 months without interest.
Without interest.
3 to 6 months we just cheapening interest. You understand the point? So but the payment plan is, because the reason why I want people to pay as soon as possible, so that we can have everybody on board, because the farming will come in batches.
Okay, in batches.
Yes, farming. Our first set of allocation will be around January, because we'll start farming from December. So once we get enough subscription, we'll do it in batches for everybody. So that's why we need everybody's commitment as soon as possible. And that's why we've thought of it, at least a 3 month to 6 months is a good, payment plan for anyone that is looking to buy into the plan.
Okay, that's nice. So what other payment do they have to pay aside the land fee?
Good. So for those that are not interested in farming, for we farming for them, the only payment that they are owing us is developmental fee, primary developmental fee, and their documentation, which is 1.2 million for 1 acre.
For 1 acre.
So and this developmental fee covers the cost of putting a general surveillance, the gatehouse, the perimeter security, the borehole, and other major facilities in the farm estate. You get the point?
Yeah, I get the point.
For those that are interested in us farming for them, their own cost is 1 million for cost of planting and farm setup. Yeah, so we are including the seedlings. We are buying the seedlings. We are going to buy the seedlings, buy the fertilizer, everything that we need to actually plant from the beginning. So we call it cost of planting and farm setup, and it's 1 million naira plus the developmental fee and the deed of assignment, which is 1.2. Then plus the farmland, that's 5.2 million naira for 1 acre for 6 plots of 1 acre of land. You
Okay, so for
understand?
your plan, is there any is there a discounted price? Are you giving a
So of
discounted
course,
price?
for those people that are buying 25 acres, we have the don't forget we have the big boy plan, the
Yeah.
Odogu plan, and the JJC, which is
JJC
the
plan.
beginners plan. The beginners plan is for those that are buying 1 acre. The 5 acres is for the big boys plan, and the 25 acres is actually for the Odogu plan. So
Okay.
for those people that are buying in large quantity, obviously we have little discount. You can still give them about 10 to 15% discount, or especially on the other charges. You understand? Especially on the other charges for them to enjoy. And if they are not paying on outright, we can discuss further.
Okay, so after they are done paying for their land, what do they get?
Fantastic. Well, so once they pay, they get their deed of assignment. When the day we are allocating them, these are the documents they are going to get.
Okay.
If they pay now, in their email they get a congratulatory message. They get a receipt to acknowledge their payment. They get an invoice, and they get an acknowledgement letter. But on the day of allocation, where we are going to present all their documents to them, obviously they are going to get all receipts, invoice, their survey, their deed of assignment, and their allocation letter. You understand?
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So when do they get allocated? Is it after paying for everything, or just the land fee for the get allocated?
Of course, they will get. So the truth is that the thing is that for the farming, you understand, we expect everybody should have paid in full. You get the point? Because if you don't pay up, you will not get your documentation. You get the point? So they should ensure that they've paid. So for them to get allocated, they should have paid in full for, especially for those people that are interested in the cocoa and plantain farm. So we expect that because all this their money is what we are using to also do the farming and everything for them. So the farm will start running by January. So that means for people that are doing farming with us for cocoa and plantain, now they will start yielding from their plantain after let's say in December. Why their cocoa is after 3 years.
Okay, after 3 years. So does the allocation comes before we start farming on?
No, but by God's grace, before that allocation, we will have done some farming for the people that are ready. So we will have tried to ensure that we've done farm, so that when they get there, they can say that the farmland is already set up and their investment can start counting.
Okay, so you already said earlier that you can farm for them. Okay, so that's fine. So what's the harvest policy like?
Good. So now the harvest policy is we also harvest for them and we sell for them. For those people that we are doing the cocoa and plantain farm investment for them, you get the point. The only thing is that for the harvest policy, we have a cost of harvest of 1 million naira, which will be deducted from the return we are going to give to them. You get the point. So it's not like as if we even need them to give us money. After we harvest, you understand? When we sell, we deduct cost of harvest. You understand? And that's just 1 million naira per acre. You understand? 1 million naira per acre. But don't forget that it's from the return we are getting from the. So we deduct cost of harvest. We deduct their farm maintenance fee. You understand? We deduct their farm maintenance fee.
So how much is the farm maintenance?
200,000 annually.
Okay, so is it annually?
Yeah, per acre.
Okay, that's fine. So what's the farm insurance like?
So now, because of people that are interested, we will be farming for. We all know the meaning of insurance. Insurance is very, very important. Anything can happen. So we plan for the future, and because of the investment of all our clients is very, very important to us. So that's why we have also made policy for farm insurance, which will be communicated, because we need to engage the services of an insurance broker to determine the premium. But we will definitely communicate to everybody once we determine that. But they should understand and have at the back of their mind that there's going to be something we call farm insurance. You understand? So that what if there's fire outbreak? What will happen to all the investment? You get the point? So that's why we introduce what we call farm insurance, so that everybody's investment will at least be protected.
So how about farm return policy?
Yeah. So farm return policy is because we are farming for you, right? We will be, after we've getting the net return. When I mean net return, after we've deducted the harvest cost of harvest, after we've deducted the farm maintenance, you understand? Then we arrive at what we call the net return. You understand? So the net return will now be shared 80% to the investor and 20% for we that we are farming for you. So that will be the money for the consultant that was used for the farming. So and to be deducted. So what you are expecting is 80% of the projected income
and 20% for the
annually.
So if a client decides that I don't want to do cocoa, I don't want to do plantain, I want you to do cassava, are you open to doing that for them?
Then we will have that will be a special package. So we'll just have to introduce our farm consultant, so they will let them know how it works. So probably if they want us to engage in that for them too, no problem. They can try to buy, oh, my own, I want to do cassava and I want you to do it for me. No, we are also open to that. All we need to just do, we introduce them to our farm consultant and the person will give them a breakdown of how it will work.
Oh wow, thank you so much, Dr. Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Do you think you still need to like do a breakdown on the board or something?
So talking about the cocoa and plantain farming, so I think I will analyze it on the board now, how the whole return and investment will work. So all our viewers should go with me on the breakdown. They should please listen attentively so that I will analyze how it will work. And also they should understand that this is a model that has been created and it should definitely something that is workable. Like I said, as of today, a ton of cocoa is 10 million naira per ton
in the market.
You understand? Plantain as of today per bunch is about 5,000 to 6,000 naira. So, and they should not forget that it is agriculture. People will definitely consume, and there are already off-takers. Off-takers are the buyers, people that are ready to buy. The demand is high and the demand is unending because it's food. People want to eat, people want to consume. You understand? So, and nobody should buy 1 acre in this particular project because the real deal is the more acre you have, the more money you are going to make. For example, imagine you are getting 1 million naira on a plantain farm on 1 acre. If you have 5 acres, that's 5 million. If you have 10 acres, that's 10 million. Aside your cocoa. If you have 15 acres, that's 15 million. If you have 20 acres, that's 20 million. If you have 25 acres, that's 25 million. So the more acres you have, the better for you. Yeah. So, and they should understand that the capital they are dropping now is nothing compared to the money they'll be getting. And at the end of the day, they will still own the land. If you do 25 times 6 now, how many plot of land is 25 times 6? That's 25 acres times 6 plots. If you do 25 acres times 6 plots,
that's 150.
So that's 150 plot of land. So imagine you own 150 plot of land forever. You can even start your own estate in the future. Your estate inside an estate.
You get the point. You said something about retirement plan.
Yeah. So now, like I said, the strategy behind this farm, this thing. If, for example, if you are in your 20s like me, like this, imagine you want to plan your retirement. You understand? Like you are going to be retiring, let's say you want to also retire quickly like me, like this. Once I'm 45, 50, I want to retire. You get the point. So imagine you set up an account special where you get that return annually. Let's say we are giving you your cocoa and your plantain. Let's say you are making, for example, let's say you are making 5 million annually. And you set it up. You are not touching that money. So imagine multiply 5 times 15 years, multiply 5 times 20 years, 5 million times 20. Let's even say you even put it in a very good investment that money is now yielding again. Probably you put it in piggy vest or you put it in all these short-term cash flow investment. You get the point? And the money is multiplying itself. So that means by the time you are, let's say, if you are 20 to your age now, you can even cash out the money. You can use it to go and travel out. You can use it to start a business. You can use it to do something big for yourself. And let's say you want to plan the future of your children too. The same thing too applies. Imagine a child that is just 1 or 2 years today, and you buy this kind of investment in their name. By the time they are 21, that's like 20 years after. And you also set up an account that return comes in. So imagine we are paying 5 million annually. 5 times 20, that's 100 million naira. So imagine your parent gave you 100, as your mom just called Jamaka, I have 100 million naira for you for money investment. How would you feel?
I'll be very
excited. You come and tell me, Mr. Ezekiel, I don't think I want to work with you. But so what we are just trying to say is that you plan the future of your children with cocoa and plantain farming, and you can also plan your retirement with cocoa and plantain farming. You get the point? So I will do the analysis on the board on how it works, how the calculation works, so that they can understand how we arrive at their projected income.
Okay.
So any other question?
No other question for now. So while we just watch how you.
So they should understand that it's cocoa and plantain that we have created a model that we can use cocoa and plantain for them. They'll make a return without lifting a finger. We sell for them.
They earn at the comfort of their own.
On their own. You understand? Okay. So they should not forget that the more acres they buy, the more money they make.
In their return.
So if I was somebody like an investor that's currently watching me now, I will not buy anything less than 25 acres, which is your Odogu plan. You understand? Which is your Odogu plan, because the more money they will make.
Yes.
I was in my mom's village in I think last weekend, and my grandfather has let me say great grandfather. No, my grandfather has a cocoa farm, and they took me to the cocoa farm, and I saw the farm. The farm has been there, and a cocoa tree has a lifespan of 40 years.
40.
Plantain has a lifespan of infinity. Plantain doesn't die. If you cut it will spring forth again. You get the point? Unless you uproot it from the ground.
From the ground.
Totally. You get the point? So imagine you have a farm that can be yielding, and don't forget that that projected income that is out there too, I also assume that let's say it is increasing by 10% every year. The amount of food today is not the same amount of food tomorrow. It is increasing. You get the point? Because demand is high, and once demand is high, it affects price. Do you get the point? So plantain is a crop that is in high demand. Cocoa is a crop that is high in demand. So people are exporting cocoa. It is needed globally. Do you understand the point? And that is why we are confident that people will get their return back. Hi investors. So in this section, I'll be telling you or analyzing how we arrived, or you will be arriving at your projected income through cocoa and plantain farm investment. Please kindly note that the real deal, the real oil money in this investment is the cocoa. The target is the cocoa. But because we cannot, don't forget that they say that real deal takes time. Cocoa takes 3 years for it to start giving you a return. Plantain is an annual crop. It's annual. It's an annual crop. But why are we planting cocoa and plantain on 1 acre? That's because cocoa itself cannot survive without another crop. It's very fragile at that germination stage. So when it's germinating, it's very fragile. It can easily die off if you don't intercrop it. So that's why we have to intercrop it with any other crop, be it plantain, cassava, and whatever it is you want to intercrop it to. But we have chosen plantain because we don't want stress. We want to be able to monitor the farming for both all our investors and we ourselves as a company. So that was why we chose cocoa and plantain, something that is straightforward. It's an annual thing. For example, let's say we are intercropping with cassava now. Don't forget that once we harvest cassava, we need to always come back again to plant another one. But all this is just a one-time planting and forever harvesting. You understand? So now, talking about cocoa itself, like I said, takes 3 years for it to start yielding. But while you wait for your cocoa, you will be earning for your plantain, pending the time. Don't forget, 1 acre will give us 250 trees of cocoa and 250 trees of plantain. So that means on 1 acre of 3,000 square meter, you will be having about 500 trees. You understand? So how do you make money? If 250 trees of cocoa, which is on 1 acre, will give us an average of 1,000 kg at maturity. Please take note of that, at maturity. Now, what do I mean by at maturity? It takes cocoa 3 years for it to start yielding, and it takes it 6 years for it to reach maturity. So that means after you've waited for 3 years, then you start earning. But the yield you are getting at that first stage will not be able to give you 1,000 kg. Because just like when you give birth to a child, it's not the day you give birth to a child, the child will start working. So the yield it will start making after 3 years, you will make money, but it's not as our target, which is 1,000 kg. Do you get the point? So that's why we have what we call beginner stage and maturity stage. And these are all the things we did to actually come about your projected income. So we all know that at the 6th year, we should have arrived maturity. So we should be getting at least an average of 1,000 kg on your 250 trees of cocoa. You understand? At maturity. Don't forget, at least. That means we can get more than this. You understand? At maturity. And after we've passed that maturity, it's not constant. And that's how you'll be getting more than 1,000 kg until you are tired of making money, which I know you can never be tired of making money. So 1,000 kgs, and 1,000 kg is equals to 1 ton of cocoa. And 1 ton of cocoa as of today, at least sells for 10 million naira. 10 million naira. 1 ton of cocoa annually. Sure, you can Google it. 10 million naira, in the global market. Get the point? So that's 1 ton of cocoa. So that means at least 1 acre of cocoa, which is 250 trees, can be giving you steady 10 million naira without you lifting your finger. Now, talking about the plantain trees, for one tree give us 1 bunch. So that means if you have 250 trees is equals to 250 bunch of plantain. So if you have 250 bunch of plantain and 1 bunch is, as of today, farm price is 5,000 naira. So if you multiply 5,000 naira times 250, that should give you 1.250 million naira. You can see why I said cocoa is actually the real deal here. Plantain is just an extra or additional income because we have to intercrop plantain with cocoa. So don't forget, like I said, pending while your cocoa is still trying to harvest and still trying to yield for you, you still be making steady money from. I can assure you that even before you start making yield from cocoa, you've made the cost of your land, your capital back from plantain, because it is a steady annual crop. You understand the point? So that means you make 1,250 from plantain. So our cocoa, where our cocoa is giving us 110 million naira, plantain will be giving us 1,250,000 naira. Now let's look at this. So this is the total projected income. So that's 11.250 million naira. You understand? So now, what are the costs that you are going to incur? Number one is cost of harvest. Your cost of harvest. You understand? If you get your cost of harvest is 1 million naira, farm maintenance is 200k. You understand? 200k. So we arrive 200k. So we have 1 million. You understand? So at this point now, if you deduct this, you understand? If you say 1 million naira minus 11, that's 10.2. So we have 9 million and 50k. Okay, let's say 9 million. Yeah, 9 million and 50k. You get the point. So this is a projected net return. So that's net projected income, which is 9,050,000 naira. You understand the point? So if you now say based on because we are farming for you and you are the investor, you take 80% of it, we take 20% of this net return. So if you do your calculation, 80% of 9 million naira, somebody should help me out. 80% of 9 million naira. 80% of 9 million naira should be what? 80% of 9 million naira should give us 80 divided by 100 multiplied by 9 million. 7.2 million. You understand? Projected net income. You get? So 20% of 9 million is what? That should be about 1.8 there, about 1.8 million naira. You get the point? So you take this, while we take this because of the whole farm. We are maintaining your farm, managing, ensuring, clearing weed, and ensuring that your harvest must come out every single year. So all you need to just do is invest in the land. Don't forget, and after you've made this money, okay, imagine you are making 7.2 million naira. 7.2 million naira in 10 years, that's 72 million. 72 million naira on 1 acre in 10 years. And that's why I said, in this particular model, ensure you don't buy 1 acre. Ensure you buy nothing less than 5 acres in this model. Now, if you multiply 72 million naira times 5, please help me out. 72 million naira times 5 is how much? That should be about 360 million naira. That's for 5 acres. Do you get it? The point? So if you are making 72 million naira from one, because this analysis is based on 1 acre now, 72 times 5. So that means you can be making 360 million naira from cocoa and plantain farm. You understand? So if you have 7.2 on 1 acre, if you multiply, in 10 years now, you have 72 million. So 7.2 in 10 years on 1 acre is 72 million naira. So if you multiply by 5, so that means in 10 years, you have 360 million naira. And that is why we are saying that you can use it to plan your future, you can use it to plan your retirement. So imagine you want to just have 360 million naira in 10 years. It's very simple. All you need to just do is invest in a land, you understand, in a farmland now, which is cocoa and plantain farm investment. And you can be sure that in the next 10 years, you will have 360 million naira. You understand? Note that all these are based on current market prices and current market trend. They are subject to change depending on the market forces and depending on whatever it is on the economy. Don't forget, you understand? Even though our economy has been stable for a while, you understand, which we appreciate so much, but note that all these are called projected income. So depending on the market forces, demand and supply, so all these figures can increase. There's little probability that it will reduce because it is food, it's demand. What affects it? When we say market of forces of demand, the higher the demand, the higher the price. Do you get the point? So because it is food, people will always demand it. Don't forget that, for example, now this 10 million I'm telling you here, If you check it as of today, as of this morning, when I checked the price of cocoa, it was about 13 million naira. But like I said, we don't want to excite our investors too much. We don't want you to expect too much. It's better to be pessimistic and get a better result. You understand the point? Than to thinking it than now get less and you kind of be disappointed. So, but for this, all these analysis are based on current market trends and prices. So thank you so much. I hope this has helped you to understand and to help you make an informed decision. Thank you so much, investors, for listening. We hope to have you very soon. Cheers.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Ezekiel. And to you, our viewers, you heard from our MD, you have spilled the tea, and you still want to snooze on this. Trust me, you don't have to. So now, send us a DM for more inquiry, to inspect. Just send us a DM, and we're always here to guide you through.